everybody? Brad Guy here. This past weekend, UFC 214 happened. Jon Jones versus DC. Jon Jones got his title back. In my mind, he retained his title. I feel he never lost it, even though he went through all that bullshit for the last 2 years. But Jon Jones is back, and he's looked better than ever. He has looked like he slowed down one bit. DC was cracking him in the clinch in that second fight. He did have some rough patches, but that's what great fighters do. They find a way to win. Anderson Silva was losing to Chael Sonnen in their first fight for 4.5 rounds. Then all of a sudden, Anderson threw up with that triangle and won the fight. That's what great fighters do. They find a way to win. So Jon Jones, he has stated that he wants to fight Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar says he wants to fight him. If the money's right, that fight will happen. Dana has shut that down, saying we don't even know if Brock will ever fight again. He's got to go through USADA. But again, if the money's right, this fight will happen. UFC will pull some strings, behind the scenes and make this fight happen if the money's right. Look at Conor and Floyd. So, Jon Jones, he's probably set to fight Brock. There's no other fights really for him right now in the lightweight division other than Gustafsson and Rumble. Rumble has stated after this weekend that he would mind returning to fight Jon. That was the one fight that we all talked about. That what if Jon's would to fight Rumble? Could he hit that power? Because we saw with DC. DC was connecting. Rumble's a lot bigger than DC is, and hits a lot harder. So it'd be interesting to see if Jon would be able to take a punch from Rumble. Obviously, Rumble's great on the ground as well. He's such a giant dude. I think Jon, keep getting these names mixed up. Jon is bigger than Rumble, just as far as height and reach, but as far as thickness, I would have to give that to Rumble. As far as power, I would have to give that to Rumble. As far as pure athleticism, Jon. Skill, Jon. Experience would have to go to Jon, even though Rumble's been around the block a lot too. I think this would be an interesting fight for the lightweight division. I think it makes more sense than Gustafsson, even though Rumble has retired, so I don't know if we want to give a guy who just retired an immediate title shot. And Gustafsson had given Jon his toughest task in Jon's career thus far, but Rumble and Jon have never fought before either, so that'd be an interesting matchup. Again, just the power that Rumble possesses. I don't know if Jon will be able to withstand that. How much stronger is Rumble than Jon? If Jon's stronger than Rumble, how would they do in the clinch? Be a very interesting matchup. But as far as money, you got to go with Brock and Jon. That fight's probably going to happen. Like I said, the money's right. It was going to happen, but it'd be very interesting to see Rumble and Jon. So maybe that fight will happen, maybe it won't. Let's get that talking. Maybe we get that out there, see what happens there. But I really do think Jon and Brock will meet inside the octagon at some point.